Hey guys, it's Nadine, and I'm here to do a video, which is a video that was by request from a subby named Kate. Now, Kate purchased the DiyFish inserts, an A5 size, and it is the, let me see, LM version 3, and I will show a still picture of it in this frame right here. For any of you who have this insert that you have purchased, if you have always wondered if you were printing it properly, I'm going to actually do a really quick walkthrough and tutorial on how you do it, okay? So Kate had problems printing it and had a little question, and so she sent me the files. I took a look at it, and I'm here to actually tell Kate what to do and how to fix her problem, and some other little suggestions. Alright, so I printed out the month of January, and this version of DiyFish A5 insert looks like this. So you have the very first month, or the very first page, that is the usual monthly chart, and it has the date here, or the month and the year here, and then the monthly chart here with all of the days right here, okay? And you can go ahead and put tasks on this side. Now when you flip it over, it has the month in view, and then a little area here to write notes, and then a little area here that has little tick boxes on them. Now this was where Kate initially got confused, because on Fish's website, or on Etsy, Fish's Etsy, the picture that she shows, which I will put in here, where it's showing as folding on that picture is a little confusing, because once you print it out, it's not the same as far as where it's folding. So let me show you an example of that. On Fish's Etsy site, the picture shows that it would fold right in between these two lines here. See that? In between that. But that's not the case. When you print this out, the actual fold lines are about 3/4 of an inch from where her picture shows on her website. So it could be a little bit confusing. But know that when you print it out, if you print it out properly, it'll be a little bit farther away from the original picture. So when you fold it, you are actually going to have a little bit of overhang. You see that? On this edge right here, because this is the edge that you're going to punch. So this is what your very first page of every single month will look like. This monthly chart, like this. One side is like this chart, and the other side is the month in view calendar. Okay, now that is one part that Kate got a little bit confused about. So that's how you fix that. It's actually fine. Now when you go ahead and print this in your printer, you want to make sure that you print this on the short side. So if your printer does where it will actually print on both sides for you, make sure that you tick off the box that says print on short side. Okay, so that way it'll print like this. It'll come out, and then it'll print the proper with the proper orientation on the other side. If you don't do it, it could be very frustrating, because your things will be reversed and it won't be oriented properly. Okay, so that is the very first page. After that very first page, then we get into the weeks. Now the way it's set up is that the very first page, once you have this one, or the next page, the second page, is actually going to be a page that you can put notes on. And I'm going to cut this down and show you what it would look like once it's all together after we get done with this, okay? So when you're printing out the day per pages, this is going to be page 1, and this is going to be the back of page 1, which is page 2, all right? And you want to make sure that when you're printing these, this actually gets flipped. If you have, again, the option to print on both sides, your printer gives you that option. This one you want to flip on the long side. And I will show you what I mean by that. So if you print it, if you don't print it properly, you're going to have this. Okay, so you're going to end up with this, which is, this is how it originally should look like, but if you print it improperly, it's going to be upside down, and that's completely wrong. Okay, you really want to have it like this. So you have this right here, which is the day, it's actually a week on 2 page layout, if you know, but in this format. And you actually want to have it on the flip side, the exact same thing, so everything kind of lines up as you turn it. Okay, but if you do it improperly, it's going to be upside down, which is what I just showed you. All right, so again, if you have a printer that prints for you, prints on both sides, if that's an option for you, then make sure that you print these pages you want it to flip on the long side, okay? However, if you have to print it manually, I'm going to show you how to do that. So as you're looking at your printer and you're printing it, you're going to print one page at a time. So for instance, this is going to be, let me show you how I did page 3. Okay, so this is page 3. So what I did was I clicked in my print screen. I'm going to go ahead and click current page, page 3, and then I'm just going to go ahead and print, and it's going to go ahead and print it out for me, which I will show you how my printer does it. And when it comes out, it actually comes out like this, okay, where the header part or the top part of the page is facing me. Now, because I know the way my printer works, and you guys have to test your own printers on your own, I know that when I go ahead and feed this into my printer, I want to make sure that this, I'm going to flip it upside down just like this, and I'm going to feed it into my computer or my printer. So here I have a little diagram of exactly. So this side is going to be up, but it's going to be facing this way. So I'm going to insert it into my printing tray just like this. So when it comes out, what will happen is to put it into my printer tray like this. So this side up facing in towards the printer, okay? So I know that my printer prints everything on the bottom. So anything that's on the bottom is going to go through my printer like this, okay? So when it goes into my printer, or when it goes into my printer, it's going to feed this way, and then it's going to do a little bit of a turn like this and come out on my printer tray this way. And that's exactly how you want it. So let me do a really quick flip through of how the pages should look so that you can get an idea. Now, the thing that I had trouble with when I first started using Fish's inserts is I had trouble visualizing how the pages are laid out. All the other YouTubers out there that were using this method, it wasn't really clear to me. So for my own peace of mind, I need to see something visually. So I'm going to show you what it should look like, okay? So here's your very first page of every single month is going to look like this, followed by the day per pages or the week per page. Now, the very first one is going to be always the notes. So when you open it up, then it's going to have your week on 2 pages like this, all right? And let's see. So this is what it's going to look like. And then it's going to have another one back to back like this. See that? So when you flip it, it's always going to be a week on 2 pages. That's the format that it is in this format right here. So what she has is actually the days on every single page, or the days on every single column. And then in every single column, there is time slots so that you can write appointments. The very top is, she has an area for your 4 most important things to do, and then an area down here that has notes, okay? Now, this section over here, you're going to see these lines, and if you're not familiar with Fish's work, these lines actually extend past the actual chart, and you can use this as a reference area. So if you color code and you want to make reference to this page at some point later, depending on how you set it up, which I will link for a how-to that she does it on her page or on her website, so that you can check that out. But that's what these areas are for here. So if you print this out and you're unfamiliar, these are not mistakes. This is actually how it should be. And so then we're going to do another flip through. Here we go. So we're having another week on 2 pages. Now, at the beginning of the week, she actually has a little area here for more notes as well, okay? So there's so much room to write if you need it. And here we go. Now, the very last page. So here's the very last part of January. And the very last page is going to be a page for notes again. Now, every single page has cut marks, and I did a video before on how to print and cut it down, and I will link for that in this area here so that you guys can check it out. I might as well go ahead and show you how I just cut it here. just to so that we keep it all in the same video, but I will link for the other video if you guys want to take a look. Now what I do is I gather up all the papers, make sure everything is square. Then I take my trusty old stapler, which is a ladybug stapler, and I'm gonna go ahead and staple all of the corners. And I'm gonna show you why I'm gonna do this. It's because you want everything to stay together and you don't want any of it shifting while you're cutting. Okay, so stapler, here it is. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Tim Holtz ruler, and the reason why I'm using this ruler, now you can use any ruler that has a metal edge, is because it won't cut down your ruler itself, okay? So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna use a X-Acto knife, and as you can see, I have to label everything. Moms do not use. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna line up my ruler with the two lines right there, and then I'm going to go ahead. Now here's the tricky part. Let me stop really quickly to show you. If you cut, okay, so I'm going to line up my ruler. Now just say for instance, if I cut this from end to end, which is really what it's set up to be, you're going to cut off this marking point right there, and you don't want to do that. So let me just show you that marking point. See? So what I want to do is I want to keep that in mind, that I actually want to be able to see that. So I'm going to line up my ruler with the top and the bottom line, but I'm going to start my cutting where this marking is, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and run my blade several times in the same channel. And you will see what happens in the end. Okay, so there we go. That's the very first one. And I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. Lining up my marks again, lining up my ruler with my marks, and I'm going to go ahead and cut. And all I'm doing is making sure that my ruler doesn't move, but I'm continuously cutting in the same line. Okay? And we're going to kind of speed this up so that way you're not watching me doing this all day. Line up, cut again, okay, and one last cut. Line it up, cut, and you want to make sure that you put pressure on your ruler so that it doesn't move, okay? And always cut either on a cutting board or on a self-healing mat, because it will ruin your surface if you are not careful, or if you don't cut on the proper surfaces. Okay, so now I've cut all edges, and you're gonna see that this thing pops out. And what it does is, the way I've cut it out is it kind of leaves this little frame. See that? So now I have everything that I need, like this. So this is what your DIY fish inserts should look like. And again, I'm just going to flip through it one more time so that you can see. Now you can, if you have a A5 punch, which I do, I have several of them. My favorite one happens to be this one right here, which is the KW, let me see, this is called the KW Trio Adjustable 6-Hole Punch. And its capacity of 6 sheets. You can punch 6 sheets at a time. Alright, and I will link for this in the description box below if you guys are interested. This was actually sent to me, and I like it. It has adjustable things, and you don't have to mess with it. Like, I find the Repesco punch, I had to actually kind of finagle the paper, which is a little bit annoying to me. So the beauty of this punch, if you guys don't have it, is that it has this little pull-out ruler right here, and it has all different kinds of measurements on it. For instance, you might not be able to see it, but they have right here. So you can punch a different sizes. So A4, let's see, an A5. So I want it to be an A5, so I'm gonna push this down to the A5. And what it is it's just a guide. So when you put your paper in it, you're gonna use that as a guide and make sure that your paper is flush up against that guide. So see that, like that. Punch it, and then that's the A5. Ta-da! No muss, no fuss, no moving things around, no being annoyed, no having to individually punch each single hole. Slip it in here and go to town. See that? Ta-da! So that's the beauty of that. And now we have all of my, well, all of Kate's A5 DIY fish. Now with this last one, let me just punch it because I forgot to do that. I'm gonna put this in here. So it's gonna look like this. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like, because when you close it up in your binder, it's going to look like this. But then as you open it up, it'll look like this. See? Like that, and I should actually put it in a binder for you so that you guys can see. Alright, Kate, so I hope that was helpful. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.